Hi, I'm Mark. This is my August review for those of you with the sun sign of Aquarius or Aquarius rising. We start the month with the sun in your 7th house. This is a time to be with people. It's not a time to be alone. You'll gain more by the cooperation of others, whether it's partners, colleagues or family. The sun makes a square to Uranus in your 4th house. Now, Uranus is in your 4th house for some time. And during this time a move could be on the cards, could be relocation, could be just you want to move to a different house, or it could be that you're remodelling your existing place and changing things around totally. These are big changes, with the square from the sun. These could be highlighted at the first of the month. Mercury on the other hand is in the 6th house. He's opposite the Pluto-Saturn conjunction in your 12th house. Now here you will have to be looking at your health habits, your eating habits, your exercise and rest. You'll want to get a plan together. Saturn and Pluto will help you to examine those restrictions that you have placed on you, and also with Pluto you'll gain psychological insights as to how you can remedy this and move forward. Venus is in your 5th house and makes a conjunction with the North Node. Now this is also about growth. This is growth in your self-expression and your belief in your own abilities. The North Node is our spiritual way forward. So this conjunction means that you may find something now, something may happen, or you may see something that points you in the right direction. It's a good time to try something new. The North Node is about new, it's our way forward. It's fearful sometimes going through the North Node, but it's where you gain growth. On the 3rd, we have a full moon, with the moon in your 1st house, opposing the sun in your 7th. This could bring up very strong feelings about the past relationship issues where you may have been hurt. You need to put these behind you now. The full moon is about getting rid of things that have no point in your life anymore. So if these feelings come up, think about them, but then get rid of them. Make way for new, when the new moon comes later in the month. Also on the 3rd, Mars makes a square to Jupiter. Now Mars is in your 3rd house. Very decisive, very assertive, very quick thinking in this position. And a square to Jupiter means you have to have faith. This is an ace in the hole. You have to develop that faith in your thinking process, your decision making process, and then you can really push forward. On the 5th, Mercury moves into the 7th house to join the Sun. Now with the two together, there's even more importance on communication now. You may be communicating with professional people, and you will need intellectual stimulation at this point. The two form a trine aspect to Mars in the 3rd house. Now when the Sun and Mars come together, there's tremendous energy. They're both in fire signs, they're both in their own sign. So this is a lot of energy that you need to control and direct. With Mars you need to be focused, you need to pay attention, you need to be direct and to the point. 2 days later, Mars forms a square aspect to Pluto in the 12th house. Now Mars-Pluto energy is very intense. This is a time of very intense energy. With Mars-Pluto you need to be careful because the energy is so intense, if you don't channel it correctly, accidents can happen. So here we have Pluto now connecting the unconscious to the conscious. So here you can gain insights. What's going on behind the scene is more important than what's happening in front of the camera, so to speak. You need to keep things close to your chest. You need to, if you're planning on things, if you're working on things, keep them close to your chest. Time is not right to reveal them yet. On the 17th, Mars and the Sun both make positive aspects to the Moon's nodes. Now the nodes have a North Node and a South Node. We spoke earlier about Venus contacting the North Node. This time both nodes are activated by both planets in positive aspects. So this is when we may learn, see, hear of something, an event may happen that points you in the right direction. The North Node in your 5th house is the one to follow. The South Node in your 11th house has nothing new to teach you. It's the past. You've been there and done that. This is about discovering something new, something that will take you forward in the right direction. North Node is our spiritual way forward. This is where we need to go. The 5th house is all about you. It's about developing yourself, expressing yourself. This could be something along the artistic or creative lines. It could be something new that you'd like to try. But there's some kind of guidance here from the nodes to point you in the right direction. Then 2 days later there's a new moon. This is time to have some fun in the sun, socialise with your friends and your partner and your family. But also the new moon is a good time to start new ventures, to start new projects. So what you learn on the 17th you could be putting into action on the 19th. On the 20th, Mercury moves into the 8th house and Virgo. The Sun follows 2 days later. Now the focus shifts. Virgo's hands-on, practical. It's also analytical. It's precision. So now it's time to formulate those ideas you've had and put them into a plan. Also, with the two together in the 8th house, it's about radical change, lifestyle change. It's also a good time to review shared resources and financial planning. 2 days later, Mars forms a square to Saturn in your 12th house. And Mars' energy is limited and restricted by Saturn. It's not a time to push forward on this day, it's a time to step back, maybe analyse things. Have a look at your fears, your blockages that have held you back in the past. Have a look at guilt. Maybe you feel guilty over you have young children. Maybe you have elderly relatives you feel guilty about. Analyse these things, see where the blockages are and see how they're holding you back. Then you can release them and move forward. Towards the end of the month, Mercury makes 3 aspects. First, it's to Uranus in the 4th house. This is where all the changes going on. It's a good idea to talk about these changes now and to call in professionals if you need professional advice, and also to inject new ideas. The second, on the 27th, is to Jupiter in the 12th house. Now here you can initiate new opportunities. Ideas will come through from the unconscious that will help you to move forward. And the last, on the 31st, is to Neptune in the 2nd. Neptune in the 2nd, you may have concerns about finances, there may have been rumours at work, or you may be worried about your partner's finances, but these are only worries, only rumours. The thing about Neptune in the 2nd is to reevaluate how you view material possessions and your perception of them. If you trust in the universe will provide. To finish the month, Venus makes the last 2 aspects. She has now moved into your 6th house, so if you put those new health regimes into place you should be feeling a lot better. Also your working conditions should be improving as well. She makes a square aspect to Mars. Mars and Venus, very intense energy. Mars can fulfill all those Venus desires. So put the Mars energy to good use. Then on the 31st, the final aspect is to Pluto. Now Pluto is in the 12th house of the unconscious. So here you need to contact the universe through the unconscious. Visualise your desires and they can manifest in the outer world. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. If you'd like to leave a comment, please do so. I'd be glad to hear from you. Have a good month.